The last 3 systems to go dark on her mantle were Tesserin, Vos Minor, and the Drayan Corridor. Lysara felt each one extinguished like a nerve, dying, a faint cooling against her collarbone where the luminous thread dimmed to nothing. She stood on the plaza before the throne spire, alone, and she did not look up. She never looked up anymore. The spire had nothing to say to her. The dispatch arrived at the 23rd hour, carried not by encrypted relay, but by hand. Commander Rel crossed the empty plaza, with the stride of someone delivering a death sentence and knowing it. She held the tablet at arm's length, as if proximity to its contents was a kind of contamination. Rel said, "Recognition protocols, Your Grace. Active on a death world. Dust." She paused. Bloodline specific. Lysara took the tablet. Her right hand trembled, barely. A flutter at the edge of the fingers, and she shifted her grip before Rel could see. The data was sparse. An unregistered individual. A scavenger. Progenitor wreckage responding to physical contact with cascading recognition sequences that hadn't fired in over 1,000 years. Lysara read it twice, then a third time, because the third reading was the one where hope dies and calculation begins. She dismissed Rel and walked to her study, where the city light through the glass wall made the room feel like an aquarium, something observed from outside. The framed progenitor fragment on the wall behind her desk was dark. It was always dark. She had pressed her palm to it on the night Valdric died, and nothing had happened. She had pressed her palm to it 7 times since, in private, in the small hours, with increasing desperation. Nothing. The script remained inert. The spire did not know her name. The Codex Vault required 3 biometric confirmations and a prayer she did not believe. Lysara descended the spiral corridor alone, the progenitor walls pulsing with slow blue-white light that tracked her footsteps like something curious. The air grew colder with each turn. By the time she reached the vault floor, her breath hung visible. The obsidian codex sat at the chamber's center, its script rearranging as she approached, symbols sliding across the black surface in patterns that resembled language but never resolved into meaning. She had spent 11 years studying those patterns. She understood perhaps 9% of what she saw. She placed her right hand on the codex's surface. The tremor came immediately, not the subtle flutter she could hide from Rel, but a violent seizing that traveled from her fingertips to her elbow. The codex's script accelerated, symbols racing beneath her palm, and then stopped. Went still. The surface cooled to room temperature, as neutral and indifferent as stone. Failed binding. Again. The 4th attempt in 3 years, and each one left the tremor worse. Archon Valen Drace said, "The Codex has opinions about who touches it." He stood at the vault's entrance, his indigo robes catching the bioluminescent light, his ink-stained fingers moving at his sides, tracing, always tracing. Lysara withdrew her hand. She did not ask how he had entered the vault. She already knew the answer would be a lie wrapped in theology. Valen descended to the vault floor, his dark eyes fixed on the codex with the expression of a man greeting a colleague. He said, "I felt the recognition pulse from my study. Progenitor systems do not activate without cause." His fingers traced a symbol in the air. "Something has woken. On dust, I understand." Lysara's jaw tightened. "The intelligence is classified." Valen replied, "The Codex does not observe classifications, Your Grace. It speaks to whom it chooses." He tilted his head. "The recognition protocols are bloodline specific. You know this. The question is, which bloodline?" She knew. The partial translation she had assembled over 11 years, the 9%, included the specificity matrices that governed progenitor recognition. The protocols did not respond to political authority or military strength or even genetic proximity to the last emperor. They responded to a lineage marker that predated the 5 houses. A marker that belonged to a name erased 12 centuries ago, spoken aloud in certain systems on pain of death. The throne would recognize this scavenger on dust before it would ever recognize her. Vaylon watched her face. His fingers stopped moving, the first time she had ever seen them still. He said, "The faith has been patient with the Regency, Your Grace. 3 years of patience. We have not questioned your authority. We have not demanded Codex access beyond what you permit." He paused. "That patience has a price." Lysara said, "Name it." Vaylon replied, "Full and unrestricted faith access to the Codex translation archives. Every fragment you have decoded, every partial matrix." In exchange, his fingers resumed their movement, tracing something she could not read. "This intelligence about dust remains between us. The faith will not confirm what the Codex revealed tonight. House Thyros will not learn what we know. The scavenger remains anonymous." Lysara asked, "And my failed bindings?" Vaylon smiled, a thin, bloodless expression that never reached his eyes. He said, "What failed bindings, Your Grace?" She climbed the spiral corridor alone, the walls still pulsing behind her like a heartbeat she was leaving. In her study, she sat at the black desk and activated 2 dispatch templates. The first, a diplomatic envoy to dust, cultural assessment, humanitarian supply delivery, standard diplomatic cover. The second, a single operative, no house affiliation, no return protocol, an assassination order dressed in deniability. Commander Rel answered on the first signal. Lysara said, "Send both dispatches. The envoy launches at dawn. The operative launches tonight." Rel was silent for 3 seconds. Then she said, "Understood, Your Grace." Lysara walked to the balcony. The wind at this altitude cut through the regent's mantle, pressing the luminous thread flat against her shoulders. Below, the industrial undercity pulsed with sodium light and steam. Above, the throne spire rose into darkness, its progenitor script glowing blue against the stars. Beautiful and ancient and utterly indifferent to the woman standing at its base. Her right hand trembled against the stone railing. She did not hide it. There was no one left to see, 3 systems dark on her mantle. By morning, she would have sent someone to kill a stranger who might be the only person the throne had ever meant to recognize. The luminous thread at her collarbone flickered. Tesserin, Voss Minor, the Drayan corridor, each one a world that had stopped believing she had the right to hold them. She closed her eyes. The spire hummed behind her, low and constant, the sound of something waiting for someone who was not her. Lysara Aethonis, Empress-Regent of a galaxy that was slipping through fingers she could no longer keep still, stood alone on the balcony and did not look up. She had made her choice. The wind carried no absolution.